Hello and welcome to eBay with Chris. Of course, my name is Chris. In this video, I'm going to explain why I went from calculated shipping policies to flat rate shipping policies. I'm going to show you my flat rate shipping policies and then give you a tutorial on how to make your own shipping policies. Are you excited? Let's go. Okay, so in order to discuss shipping policies, I want to go to one of my drafts, and this is a draft that was created by my friends at thriveph.com. They're a listing service that I use. They create drafts for me. I send them pictures. They create the draft. I review it and then make it go live. So let's go ahead and scroll down to the shipping policies down at the bottom. I upload the pictures to a shared drive and they go ahead and drop them in. They fill out the title. I will often review the title for keywords. They fill out the item specifics as well as all of these other additional specifics. Honestly, that's the worst part for me. I hate filling this stuff out. If there's any condition notes like stains, you can see they note that. And I prefer to have my description really simple, so they just fill that in for me. It's basically a duplicate of the title and any condition notes. I fill out the pricing, and then we get down here to the shipping information. So you can see that they've already selected my flat rate shipping option for 9 to 12 ounces because this item weighed 10 ounces. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. This item weighs 10 ounces. They selected the 9 to 12 ounce option. Now, when I first started on eBay, probably for the first 9 months, I used eBay's calculated shipping costs. Because I don't know about you, when I first started eBay, my biggest fear was losing money on shipping. I thought, you know what, if I'm going to set this up, eBay's going to charge me, $10 to ship this, and the customer's only going to pay $5 to ship it. I'm going to lose money every single time. I'm super confused. So I just chose to use eBay's calculated shipping. And basically what that does is eBay takes their zip code, compares it to my zip code, and then calculates the shipping. So it can vary for every single customer who's looking at your item. I'm in Washington State. Let's say someone is in California. Their shipping cost for that calculated item is going to be much less expensive than someone who's in Florida or Maine, for example. Those customers, they're going to see a much higher shipping cost. But I was okay with that because I was really concerned about losing money on shipping costs. And what I found out over time is that I was actually making a boatload of money on shipping costs. Sometimes a customer on the East Coast would pay $14 for an item to be shipped, and my cost on the item was only like $8. And so honestly, I started feeling guilty about that. I would refund them sometimes when I saw that. But at the same time, I knew I was probably losing sales on those items because if a customer is looking at 2 different pairs of Lucky brand jeans and they're both about the same price, let's say they're both around $19, and I have a shipping cost to that customer for $15, but another seller has flat rate shipping for $9, of course that customer is going to buy from the other seller, right? Why I would do that. So anyways, I heard about flat rate shipping and I decided to look into it. So this is what I would typically choose when I was first growing my business. I would choose the calculated shipping options, and you can see I still have them down here. Here they are down here. They have at the time we had first class shipping, if you remember that. I still have 276 listings as first class shipping. I've gone into that and I've edited it. It's not first class shipping. It's ground advantage shipping. Also, I have USPS parcel, Postal Service parcel. That was also a calculated shipping option. So I would typically use those 2 were the main ones I used in the beginning. And then I created all these flat rate ground advantage shipping policies. As you can see, I have one here for 0 to 8 ounces, 9 to 12 ounces, 13 to 16 ounces. I have 2 of them for 1 to 2 pounds because for a while there I was shipping my pants in priority envelopes. Now I do everything ground advantage. And then I also have one that's further down here let me see if I can find it, for 2 to 5 pounds. There it is, 2 to 5 pounds. I don't have very many items in 2 to 5 pounds, but I do have a few. You can see I have 37 listed there. When you are down here in the shipping policy area, you can go ahead and click on these three dots right here and check this out. You can view the shipping policy right from here. You can edit the policy. You can create a new shipping policy. You can even edit the cost for this one listing for that policy. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some of this information for the calculated shipping. So you can kind of see the difference between calculated and flat rate. So I'm going to go ahead and select one of the calculated shipping options here. We'll do this one that says first class. I have 276 listings. I'll select that, and now I'm going to go to the three dots here, and let's go ahead and view that. Okay, as you can see, it says calculated cost varies by buyer location. So there you have it. It all depends on how far away they are from me. If they're in California, Idaho, Montana, they're going to be much less expensive than someone that's in Florida or Virginia or New York. The services, Ground Advantage. So this, although this is titled first class, that's what it was titled in the beginning. And initially this policy was a first class policy, but then when the Postal Service took that away last year in 2023, instead of going through and changing all of my listings, I just went into the policy and switched it from first class to Ground Advantage. So now they're all Ground Advantage. The handling time is 3 business days. Ooh, I need to fix that because all of my current shipping policies are 1 business day. I like to ship it out the next day. Also, they have an international shipping option. You can see it says eBay International Shipping. Your listing will show up for buyers worldwide where applicable. Ship to our domestic shipping hub and we'll handle the rest, including customs and returns at no extra cost for you. So that's the option I choose. They do have another option for other international shipping services, and I always select no international shipping. That means no other international shipping. The eBay International Shipping is still available. And they'll also ask you if you want to exclude locations. Some people might exclude like Hawaii or Alaska just because of the cost. I don't do that. So I have no exclusions here. But you know what? While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and edit this policy. So I'm going to close down this because it's a view your shipping policy. Oh, maybe I need to X out here. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and edit the policy. And here it gives you options to put in the name. So again, this is calculated. I did not create this one. This was already in my system for when I first started with eBay. I don't know what any of these numbers here at the end mean. I have no clue. It was just there. And apparently this is copy number 4 or something like that. It's been duplicated, I guess. I probably mistakenly did that. You can put a description in here to kind of help you understand what this policy is all about. And then we go down here to the information. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll a little bit to that. Here, calculated cost varies by buyer location. Again, that's what calculated means. And here you can select a couple different options. You can select flat, so it's the same cost to all buyers no matter what. You can select freight. Obviously, I'm not shipping freight. Or no shipping for local pickup only. This is calculated, so I'll keep it there. Here you can select the services. This is currently set to Ground Advantage, 2 to 5 business days. You can also select free shipping if you want. I don't do free shipping. But here they have all the services. As you can see, they've got FedEx, UPS, USPS, and then all the standard services for those providers, and expedited services as well for those providers. Lots of different options for this policy. So I just selected, again, this used to be a first class. You can see first class is still an option in here, but that doesn't exist anymore. But this is a Ground Advantage policy. So I'm going to select that. And what I want to change is the handling time because I ship things next day. And I think that really helps with your sales as well. So it's 3 business days. I'm going to change it to 1 business days. You can see you can choose all sorts of options, 20 business days. That's crazy. 3, 2, 1. You can even do same business day if you want. I don't do that. I'm busy. So I do one business day. Boom, there you go. You can also add a handling cost if you want to. That's only for calculated shipping. So it will add, let's say you want to add $1 just for like shipping and handling. If you want to do that, a way to cover maybe your labor cost, that's an option as well. So I just changed it to one business day. Now, international shipping, you can see they give you the option for eBay's international shipping. And then you can also choose other international shipping, and I always select no, because you can do a flat rate option, a calculated, but I select no because I just use eBay's international shipping. And do you want to exclude any shipping locations? And I say no. I don't create any exclusions there. I'm going to go ahead and save and close this. Confirm. Let's see. Oh no, there's some kind of error here. Please provide the correct information. Policy is the same as their. Okay, so it has the same. Oh, it has the same information as one of my other policies called calculated USPS first class 2 business days. Okay. I've encountered this before. So it's really weird. The shipping policies will create, like, let's say you want to edit a policy. It might edit, let's say there's 300 listings with that policy. It might edit 298 of them, but leave 2 of them unedited. Now that creates a duplicate policy. And when you go to edit one of the policies, if it's exactly the same, all the contents are exactly the same as another policy with the same name, it will say, hey, you can't do this because it's exactly the same as another policy. So I'm going to go ahead and just change it. I'm going to add a handling cost of a penny, 0.01. And that should change it enough so that it's different. This is kind of frustrating. I've tried to consolidate my shipping policy so I don't have this, but what keeps happening is there's always 1 or 2 that will not get edited, 1 or 2 listings that will not get edited, and that causes the duplicate shipping policies. Copy, as you can see, this one says copy 4, which is wild to me. Anyway, so let's go ahead and try and save and close this one. Good lesson. I'm glad we encountered this. Confirm. So I've probably done this before, so it's doing it to me again. Ugh. Maybe that's why I had the handling time as 3 business days. But let's put 5 cents. Let's see what happens there. Save and close. Confirm. All right, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the 3 buttons. And as you can see, in addition to view shipping policy and edit shipping policy, we can create a shipping policy from here. So let's go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, here we are with create a shipping policy. You can go ahead and give it a name, give it a description to help you know what kind of policy this is. You can also go down here and select the type of shipping it is. It might be flat rate, calculated. You know, we've kind of looked at those before. You can select your services as well. You can enter your cost if it's flat rate, your handling time, and then also you can choose your international shipping, any rate tables if you want, and exclusions. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a different way to get to your shipping policy so you can go directly there without having to go through one of your drafts. Okay, so before I created my flat rate shipping policies, I had to figure out what should I charge for my flat rate shipping. And of course, I was really paranoid about losing money on my shipping. So what I did is I created different buckets of weight. And I kept track of the cost to ship anything in those buckets for, it was probably about a 3 or 4 week period. I just wrote it down on a scrap piece of paper that I had at my shipping desk. And every time I shipped something out, I wrote down the cost of it under the different weight bucket. So let's say if it was 6 ounces and it cost, I don't know, $4.48, then I would write $4.48 in the 0 to 8 ounce bucket. Let's say it was 14 ounces and it cost $6.23. I would write $6.23 in the 13 to 15 ounce bucket. So I just kept track of that for about 3 or 4 weeks. Now that was my cost to ship the item, not what the buyer paid, right? The buyer was paying a lot more. They were paying calculated shipping. I wanted to know how much I was paying. So I kept track of it, and I wish I had kept that piece of paper, but I ended up throwing it away. But I probably had, for each one of these buckets, 30 or 40 different examples, except for the 2 to 5 pound. I think I only had like 3 or 4 examples there, but that was good enough for me to get a good price. So I settled on, for the 0 to 8 ounce bucket, $4.95. I think if I remember correctly, the average price in that range was around $4.53, something like that. Obviously, anything under 4 ounces, sometimes those are less than $4 to ship out. But I rarely have anything under 4 ounces. It might be like a small hat or something like that, like a knit hat. But typically I'm in the 6-7 ounce range, and that's in the mid fours, $4 per item. The next bucket, 9 to 12 ounces. So that was typically maybe like $5.68, $5.75, something like that. So I selected $5.95 to cover the cost there. And actually, recently, I've noticed that costs have gone up in that range, in the 9 to 12 ounce range. And so some of the items I shipped out recently were like $6.12, something like that, $6.20. So I actually recently increased that from $5.95 to $6.25. The next bucket, 13 to 15 ounces. Most of those items in that range were shipping in the like $6.60, 70 cents, sometimes $6.90. So I went ahead and selected $6.95 to cover all my costs there. Also, that bucket has increased recently. I've shipped out a couple items recently that were over $7, like $7.12, something like that. And so I recently changed that from $6.95 to $7.25. Also, I have the 1 to 2 pound bucket, and that's a big range. Sometimes if it's on the low end of the 1 pounds, like 1 pound, 1 ounce, it's going to probably cost less than $8 to ship it out, honestly. But if it's closer to 2 pounds, then it's going to cost like $9.85. So it's in that range. So I selected $9.95. I could have probably created more buckets, like maybe 1 pound to 1 pound 8 ounces, and 1 pound 9 ounces to 2 pounds. But I decided to just keep the range bigger and make it simple, less choices, I guess, for me and the lister to choose from when they are creating the listing. And then finally, I had the 2 to 5 pounds. Again, I rarely ship anything in this range. If I do, it's maybe some denim pants that are lined with fleece, or a really heavy denim jacket or canvas jacket. And typically, they will cost me somewhere in the mid $10 to $11 range. So I selected $11.95, and my costs have been covered for those items without a problem. So anyways, that's what I selected. Let's go ahead and check my shipping policies, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, here's the best way to get to your shipping policies. In fact, all of your policies. I'm going to go ahead and zoom into the mouse here. So, I'm at my Seller Hub. I'm going to go ahead and go up here to the top left corner, and we're going to click on this button right here, and then go to Account Settings. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Oh, get a little Geico ad there. Down to Selling, and keep scrolling down here to Business Policies. Okay, here you can manage all of your business policies, and it looks like a big mess. But what you can do is go down here. You have all policies, payment policies, return policies, or shipping policies. So I'll go ahead and click on shipping policies. And there you go. You can go ahead and see my policies right here. My flat rate 0 to 8, 9 to 12, 13 to 16. Let's go ahead and check out my flat rate 0 to 8 and see what that looks like. I'm going to go in edit mode here. Okay, so the policy name, pretty simple. I just wanted to keep it as like flat rate ground advantage, so I knew what it was, 0 to 8 ounces. That's all in the title, so when I am in a listing, I'm creating a draft, I can select the proper shipping policy, right? If my item weighs 6 ounces, I know it needs to go in my flat rate ground advantage 0 to 8 ounce bucket, and so that's the policy I select. I don't put a description. I mean, the title tells me what it is. I go down here to the type of shipping. So again, I select flat, which is the same cost to all buyers. Again, it gives you those same options, calculated, freight, or no shipping. So flat. The service, I select USPS Ground Advantage, the United States Postal Service Ground Advantage, 2 to 5 business days. For me, I have found that that has been really cost effective. I ship, I would say 99% of the things I sell Ground Advantage. It's for me, it's a really good price, and I think it gets to the customers in a good time as well. Again, if you remember from the previous slide, I selected $4.95 for my cost. That covers, like I said, the majority of the items that are in this bucket are costing somewhere around $4.50, $4.60. You can also put like an additional, let's say someone buys 2 items that are in the same bucket. You can put in additional cost for the second item and it will add these together. I just put basically the same price. I think it's 1 penny less here because there's a duplicate shipping policy with all the same information. I had to change it just slightly. I actually might go in and change all of these, each additional, to something like $2 or $3, because I found that if I'm shipping 2 items that are in the 0 to 8 ounce bucket, although eBay charges them $4.95 times 2, you know, basically almost $10. It really only costs me maybe $6 to ship that to them. So I end up refunding them. So I'd rather probably change these policies so that each additional item is maybe like $2 more, something like that, just to cover the costs. And then I don't have to go in and send them a refund. Okay, handling time. Again, I select 1 business day. I like to ship out things the next day. And then for international shipping, I use the eBay international shipping only. I don't select anything else. Here you can choose other shipping services, and I say none or no international shipping. Shipping rates table, like you can apply some kind of table here. That's too complicated for me. I just leave that blank. I'm a simple guy. And then you can exclude shipping locations. I don't do that. I know some people might exclude places like I said, like Alaska or Hawaii or something like that, but I don't. I found even shipping to Hawaii and Alaska, my cost to ship are still underneath what I charge. So I'm still not losing money to ship to those locations. Even Puerto Rico, things like that, it still covers the cost to ship. USPS Ground Advantage is a very good price. So I'm not going to change anything, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. And let's see, I'll go ahead and show you another one here. Here is my, let's show you the 13 to 16 ounce one. Okay, once again, the policy name, very simple. It's flat rate, it's ground advantage, and it's 13 to 16 ounce. I should actually change this to 15 ounce because sometimes I have an item that, you know, is around 15.9 ounces or something like that. I want my lister to round up to 1 pound. That way, because I found that if an item is like 1 pound, it'll be much more than I'm charging here for this 13 to 15 ounce rate. So I just changed the title there, 13 to 15 ounces. No description. I'm going to go down here to the shipping, U.S. shipping options. Flat rate again, USPS Ground Advantage. And here the cost is $7.25. I told you earlier that initially this was $6.95, but I found that some of the higher weighted items that are around 15 ounces are now starting to cost me more than $7. So I went ahead and bumped the cost to $7.25. Again, I have each additional at $6.95. I should probably change that to maybe $3. I'm going to think about that before I do it though. Handling time, 1 business day. And again, international shipping is all the same down here. I'm going to save this one since I made the change. Confirm. Okay, good. All right, let's see if I can show you one more here. Let's go down here to the 2 to 5. Let's do a 2 to 5 business here. So edit 2 to 5 pounds. Policy name, flat rate again, 2 to 5 pounds, ground advantage. Tells me everything I need to know. Here we have flat rate again to all the customers. You know, I'm not calculated or freight or local. Flat rate. And again, it's USPS ground advantage, and I chose $11.95. Again, 1 business day handling time. Each additional, this should probably only be like $5, honestly. But that's something, again, I'll need to do some more research on. Again, international shipping is my default for eBay. eBay international shipping. For other, I choose none. And I don't mess with the table or the exclusions. And I don't think I made any changes, so I'm going to go ahead and just do cancel. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you want to create a new policy, this is what you do right here. So you're going to go to this create a policy right here. And this is where you select the kind of policy you want to make, either a payment policy, return policy, a shipping policy, and then there's some other stuff about vehicles. So that's not us. That's not me, unless you're selling cars. I'm not. I'm selling used clothing. So I'm going to go to my shipping policy. It'll pop up again with the same option. So you can give it a name. You can call it, let's see, flat rate. I'm going to go, see, 1 pound to 1.5 pounds. Ground advantage. That looks pretty good to me. And then I'll go ahead and scroll down here to the this section right here, U.S. shipping. Okay, that I'm going to keep it as flat rate. And then services, I'm going to select the standard here. Where is it? USPS ground advantage right there, 2 to 5 business days. The cost, again, I'm making this one up. So let's say 1 pound to 1.5 pounds is probably like $10.95. Each additional is probably like, let's say it's $5. Okay, and then I'm going to go over here to handling time, and I'm going to select 1 business day. We'll scroll down here to eBay International as standard. I have no international shipping, no rate tables, and no exclusions. So there you go. Let's go ahead and save it. Now I have a new shipping policy for 1 pound to 1.5 pound items. And that will be in my drafts when I go ahead and want to select how I want to ship that item out. I can choose that. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here we are back in another draft, and I just wanted to show you that the shipping policy that I just created is available to select. And here you can see this one was already set up. It's 14 ounces, and it's set up for the 13 to 15 ounce flat rate shipping policy. And I can go ahead and select the arrow here, and now I can scroll down to try and find that item. Oh my goodness, it's probably going to be towards the bottom since it's new. What did I call that? Flat rate, 1 pound to 1.5 pounds, something like that. I have so many duplicates in here, it drives me crazy. I do want to clean this up, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to do that. Not a priority. Oh, and there it is. I can select it right there. Boom. Flat rate 1 pound to 1.5 pounds, ground advantage. And I can go ahead and select that. And when I save this listing, it will be selected. Now, another way to find the shipping policy that you want is just by highlighting it, is to highlight that. And then let's say I want to find a 0 to 8 ounce policy. So I can go 0-8, just type that in, and voila. Voila. There they are. You can select, you can see all the different 0 to 8 copies that were generated over time. Makes me crazy. Again, here's the one that I most commonly use. It has 832 listings, so I can just select that one right there. Again, if I wanted to find that one that is the 1 pound to 1.5 pounds, I just highlight it and I type 1LB, and boom, there it is right there. Let's say I wanted to select the one that is 2 to 5 pounds. And instead of going through that list, I just go 2-5, and there it is right there. I can go ahead and select it. So anyways, that's a quick way to find the shipping policy that you want instead of going through and scrolling to try and find the right one, especially when you have a ton of shipping policies like I do. Again, I need to get them cleaned up, but that's going to happen at a later date. Well, that is everything I know on shipping policies. Wow, wasn't that exciting? Well, I hope it was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe. I'm going to have a lot of other helpful information on this channel, especially if you're an eBay seller. Come along and join me. Also, if you want to know what kind of equipment that I use in my eBay business, I do have some affiliate links down below. Things, for example, my printers, my poly bags, the lights I use in my photo station, all that information you can find in the links below. And also, if you just want to say, hey, thanks a lot for this content, Chris, and you want to buy me a cup of coffee, you're more than welcome to do that. I would really appreciate it. You can find a link to buy me a cup of coffee down below as well. And that's it. I wish you much success in your eBay business, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.